Stop looking at the isolated theater scripts they feed you and start looking at the entire matrix on the global scale. Like listening to what Trump is openly saying right now, as he's telling the media that if anything happens to him, it's automatically Iran, and that he's already left instructions to obliterate them with 1,000 missiles. Now think about the mechanics of that statement, because why would someone who has supposedly survived 3 domestic attempts on his life, by non-Iranian affiliates, suddenly start pre-programming the public mind to immediately blame a foreign nation for the next one? The reason why is it's a pre-packaged, pre-planned war trigger, and by establishing the culprit before a crime even occurs, they ensure that if a manufactured shock event takes place, they don't have to actually show you any evidence or wait for an investigation, because the emotional conditioning is already pushed into the consciousness of the masses. It completely bypasses public debate to immediately launch an automated global retaliation. And they need this excuse because the wealthy predators are running out of time for their overall agenda, and the citizens are losing their blind faith in the false narratives. So they can't push their 2030 digital cage, cutting off the trade routes and hemispheres, to force absolute resource compliance, without total global backing. And just weeks ago in France, they signed the Versailles Framework, to fake another ceasefire in the US-Iran war just to keep the masses at ease, and then days later, merchant ships are struck in the Strait of Hormuz, the truce shatters, and again shipping grinds to a halt. That's their theater to manipulate the energy markets and choke out independent supply lines, while forcing reliance on their newer, centralized infrastructure. But meanwhile, behind the scenes of their peace narratives, look at the machinery of the Board of Peace established for Gaza. Leaked resolutions expose their true agenda, granting themselves total legal immunity from prosecution and the authority to seize public land and property, free of charge to erect corporate military logistics hubs. It's a literal blueprint for centralized governance, operating entirely outside the oversight of ordinary citizens. This proves the US knows the overall agenda is to keep pushing forward and taking land and resources, because their overall agenda is to centralize the hemispheres, with Israel centralizing the Middle East as the main digital hub for the global cage. And now they're setting the stage for a massive false flag, because a domestic population fatigued by endless conflict won't support an all-out escalation without an undeniable shock. So don't let them pre-program your mind, and see the moves before they make them, and reject their manufactured fear. We do not forgive, we do not forget. Anonymously Enlightening out.